thank you, Mayor, for that. And Dr. White, obviously you are a part of the Unified Housing Strategy and continue to be, but a lot of the things that Mayor talked about are part of what we would call like the built environment. Given your team's work stewarding some of the affordable communities that Mayor talked about at MDHA, what core built environment assets, walkability, safety, green space, transit, access to services, do all residents need to thrive regardless of income?
So I'm going to start by saying thank you, Mark, for inviting me. Thank you for everyone that's here. I'm also going to say I find it interesting that Mark has me after the mayor. It's always a hard pull to go after a mayor to have comments, so that always starts for me. First and foremost, all of the above. So what we've learned is you go back in the housing history that we got it wrong. And when you look at this country and you look at large cities like Nashville, we have clustered poverty. We created food deserts. We've done all that, right? Throughout the country, and you can think about Philadelphia and the Chicagos and the New York Cities, the Atlantas. All of us did the same thing because that's what the game was. Then when you turn around, you realize that housing agencies like mine are the ones with the largest assets in the community. And we have a lot of land and we touch a lot of partners. And as you rethink your strategy, you start realizing you got to start with people first, right? So a neighborhood is really built for the people, and most of us don't want to ask the people what they want. We want to tell them how it should work. So at MDHA, we start with the people, and we start a process that generally takes us anywhere from 16 to 24 months. It is painful sometimes. A lot of community engagement to understand what are the real needs, not what us policy wonks think they need, but what do you really need? So as we look at our redevelopment strategies going forward in the 4 years I've been running MDHA, as we hear the people, we start realizing that we've got to do more than just the bricks and sticks, right? We can build housing, we can put up a bunch of housing, but the housing doesn't equate into great neighborhoods if you don't have services in those neighborhoods, i.e. a drugstore, i.e. a grocery store, i.e. the health care. We've got to have it accessible. As part of what we do, every one of our major transformations also has major green space. Green space is critically important. When I took this job 4 years ago, I told my former chair, Mayor Purcell, they're not making any more dirt. We got to use what we have. They're not making any more dirt. And as we redevelop these are generational changes. So I'm going to fight for low-income families to make sure we keep that moving forward, but we also got to make sure we build communities that people need. And we can't continue to just build the bricks and sticks without the service piece, without the green space, without community engagement. I will end with this. So it's all of the above on your list. I will end with this. When you think about conventional construction decades ago, and the invention of that great thing called the garage. And, you get to pull up, push the garage button. If you're like me, you push the garage button 4 blocks down the street. It goes up real slow. You pull in, you push the button, you go in. Now in new subdivisions, the mailbox isn't in front of the house where you got to walk in front of the house to get the mail. You go to a clustered area. We've desensitized a lot of that. At MDHA, we're trying to bring back the neighborhood, starting with the people that we're here to serve, hearing their voice first. And when they say to us, we want greater green space, we want a grocery store, we want a drugstore, we need a health clinic, we're not tone deaf anymore. We're saying, okay, let's figure out how we do that. It's not easy, but let's figure out how we utilize the dirt to change the neighborhood into something all of us in this room would want to live in.
Dr. White, thank you for that.